Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Welcome to Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, almost to the end of the week.
Almost there, and good weather to talk about, too. And we're also going to be talking about last night's American Idol coming up a little later in the show. Very excited about that. Yeah, it was a very good one. So we're just going to give you a little tease about that. And if you're an Idol fan like we are, you'll want to stay tuned for some really cool footage. Now, we want to talk about something really interesting here because students and parents are waiting to see what's going to happen next week with the proposed tuition rate hike at the University of New Mexico, and that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is. Right now, the plan is to up the tuition 8% next year. The regents will be voting on UNM's budget Monday. The plan does not include pay increases for faculty, but right now it's looking like that increase is going to equal about $450 more per full year for students to have to pay or parents to have to pay.
And that's every dollar counts these days. Budget shortfalls are abound, you know, and it's the times that we're living in. And here's one that is actually downright scary, okay? Staffing at airport control towers. Did you hear about this one?
Yeah, we've been talking about this all morning. Yeah, pilots of 2 planes were trying to reach the controller at Reagan International Airport around midnight Tuesday, but they couldn't because apparently the lone controller on duty had fallen asleep.
Yes, that was me
Yeah,
snoozing.
so
that was my snooze.
Basically what happened is a pilot had to contact controllers at a regional FAA facility 40 miles away.
Yeah, here's the sound. Pretty scary.
American 1900, so you're aware, the tower is apparently not manned. We've made a few phone calls, nobody's answering. So 2 airplanes went in the past 10, 15 minutes. So you can expect to go in as an uncontrolled airport.
This is frightening. I mean, this is downright frightening to me.
Yeah, you know, you hear about sleepy pilots, and now you have sleepy air traffic controllers.
Right.
You know, these people need they need to have. What about if he has to go to the bathroom?
Right.
What happens then? I mean, I can't believe that we have one person for such a huge airport on duty.
Well, and with unemployment being such a huge issue across our country, it's amazing that they're not finding ways to keep people employed. Even if, I mean, obviously we don't like to see cutbacks in salaries, but whatever it takes, number one, safety above everything else, above money, above anything. You cannot be flying an airplane and not have an air traffic control person to communicate with.
Yeah,
it is
scary.
It really is scary. And Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood is now mandating that 2 controllers be on duty at Reagan on the midnight shift, and is also ordering the FAA to study tower staffing at other airports around the country. Thank goodness. I mean, something has to be done. Can you imagine being on one of those planes and not? Now you're going to be thinking about it, right?
I know. You know, that's what I always think about when I'm flying too. If the weather's bad, that's just one more thing, and then I think, well, goodness, if the weather's bad, I hope the pilots are, you know, have had good sleep and they're ready to go. But then you don't think about the air traffic controllers now.
I know.
Asleep.
Well, hopefully this story will generate enough buzz to make things better. Now, of course, the world continues to honor and remember Elizabeth Taylor today.
Fox's Trace Gallagher takes a look at how celebrities and those close to the legend remember her legacy.
It's like riding a fairy horse.
It was National Velvet that made her an American treasure. Black hair, porcelain skin, violet eyes. The magical movie star mix of beauty and ability.
As an almost all Greek thing, I'm flattered.
She was a starlet who stole hearts of millions of fans and many men, 7 of whom she married. Hotel king Conrad Hilton, pop idol Eddie Fisher, movie star Richard Burton, construction worker Larry Fertensky. It was once said Liz Taylor added sweetness to scandal, glamour to gossip.
Elizabeth Taylor was someone that we all followed. Every scandal, every love affair, every new necklace, every new ring made news.
You make me sound just awful.
She was the highest paid actress of her time, signing the first ever $1 million movie deal. But her true fortune came through her lines of jewelry and perfume. At the time of her 7th divorce, her net worth was estimated at $600 million.
Well, I'm not planning on a perfume called Divorce.
In later years, she battled her health, her weight, the tabloids. On her very publicized friendship with Michael Jackson, she said, "He gets me, and I get him." She fought for her friends and on behalf of them. When Rock Hudson died of AIDS, she founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research.
The AIDS crisis is not over.
Two close friends expressed their loss, both heavily involved in the fight against AIDS. Elton John said in a statement, "We have just lost a Hollywood giant. More importantly, we have lost an incredible human being." And Magic Johnson tweeted, "Elizabeth, thank you for all your help in the battle for HIV and AIDS. You will be missed by the world." And with few stars ever achieving her longevity, fame, and superstar stature, Hollywood and the world mourns the loss of one of their original starlets. In Hollywood, Trace Gallagher, Fox News.
I have issues because now I'm crying.
It's so sad.
I hate that. Well, and what I love is that now her and Michael are together again.
Yeah, that's true.
But it makes me feel sad. I don't know why. Anyway, she was a legend. Amazing. Now, we might have some legends in the making here in New Mexico.
That is true.
Yes, aspiring New Mexico actors and actresses. We want to give you the heads up about a casting call that is coming up tomorrow, which is Friday, and Saturday here in the metro area. And it is for the big movie coming to town, The Avengers.
That's right. Tomorrow from noon until 4, and Saturday from 10 to 3 at the Hotel Albuquerque at 800 Rio Grande Boulevard.
And that is just south of I-40 on Rio Grande Boulevard. And actors really should just go to the Weaver's Room. Okay, that's where you want to ask when you get to the hotel. Ask for the Weaver's Room. This is the official extras casting call for the film. It's being held, of course, by Marvel Studios, extra casting director. And the film will shoot in Albuquerque late April until the end of July. Now, only show up if you're over 18 years old. And they say to bring a pen, but no phone calls, please. And we emphasize, please. Casting directors don't like to be called. They just don't. It's an automatic turn off, and I've been in the acting world. They don't like that.
Can you imagine how many people would probably be calling them if they did take phone calls? So.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be exciting. I would definitely recommend heading out, and if you happen to get in the movie, tell Robert Downey we want him in the kitchen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just we want Iron Man to cook with us. Thanks.
That would be awesome.
And now let's talk about the weather, because it is a beautiful week, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yesterday, probably the nicest day of the week because we didn't have to contend with the wind. But today, the winds are going to be picking back up. Here's a look at the forecast. Temperatures this morning still a little chilly out there, 20s and 30s up to the north, 42 in Albuquerque right now. We're in the mid-40s down across southern New Mexico and low 50s down in the southeast. But yeah, we're talking about the wind. It is making a comeback today. Windy across the entire state, and of course, very, very dry conditions means high fire danger, and that's going to be across the east and the southern part of the state as a weak disturbance passes by to our north, keeping most of the moisture out over the four corners. That system could bring in a few rain and snow showers up in southwestern Colorado, but for everyone else, staying dry. Red flag warnings are in effect for the east and the south today. East Mountains included in that red flag warning, and that will continue through the early part of the evening. Temperature-wise, it will be a little warmer today. 68 in Albuquerque, mid to upper 50s in the northwest, 70s for Tucumcari, and low to mid 80s down in the southeast. Your 7-day forecast showing dry conditions through next Wednesday with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s and lows down into the upper 30s and low 40s.